Okay. Oh wait, and we need comments. Ooh, we can go like this way. Although I feel like this
Hello,
is
everyone. Tell us things.
Sup? Are we here? Are you here? Is this really happening?
Something to explore in my SpecCon talk.
Fair. I still need to finish mine, but like I feel like I like it to be fresh, you know?
Lies, David. Lies.
Yeah. Hello, hello. Yeah, we are unfortunately bibless today, but we shall soldier on.
Yeah, bibsies, as they would say in Turkish.
Mm-hmm. We have plans.
Hello, Dadalves.
Yeah. I don't know who David is, so, you know. Hello, hello.
Honestly, if Jesse were the one pretending to be Valerian, it would be hilarious.
That'd be very funny. That'd be very, very funny. You'd have to keep it up like the whole time for like peak memeing, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, what we did last week, we named the archipelago. That's like the main thing we did, I think, right?
Do you want to try and say it, or do you want me to try and say it, and then you can copy me how I...
That one.
Okay. So, remember when we're saying we're going a little bit French with it? Nitrisha.
Okay. Sorry. I'm just like getting this.
But you would be completely fine with using whatever you need. I think it's at the top.
Is that where it went? Haha. Nitrisha?
Yeah. I mean, did we establish stress? It's penultimate, isn't it?
I think it's still penultimate. Nitrisha?
Yeah, because on the word before it reduced, it would have been on the E, the I vowel. So yeah, Nitrisha.
Mm-hmm.
Lovely.
I feel like I need to put us a little like vibe map. This is not super important.
Everyone's switching hats today. I feel like I'm missing out. I don't have a hat to switch to.
Hat.
I mean, I guess I can always change my name.
I could wear the wrong hat. This is the wrong hat for this world, but I don't have a hat for this world, so.
Beautiful.
Ooh. Whoa, that looks so weird with the like reversed colors. Nitrisha. Okay.
Now I need to kill all of my diphthongs. Although, if I try and actually do it, I have no idea.
Fair. Okay. Yeah, it does look cursed. Because in person it looks like a fairly standard elevation map, but that's okay. It looks like watermelon candy throw up. I don't know. Anyway, so
it looks fine. It looks fine.
Yeah. Okay, so we are gonna name more things today. That's our plan. We're gonna hold off on all of our like grammar shenanigan trying to name our like dragon.
There'll be grammar. You can't escape grammar.
Okay, fine. There'll be some grammar shenanigans, but not specifically the like naming dragon grammar shenanigans. There'll be different grammar shenanigans.
There'll be morphology, but not that morphology.
Yeah. Okay, so I put a big list of things that will exist in the world. I don't know if you've had a chance to peek at them, but do you like have a request for where we start?
I think the kinship stuff, we actually already have a lot of root. And I think that would be better left until we finalize the sound changes for P1.
Okay.
I do think that like having your own word for too low would probably be helpful for you.
Yeah. Either because like I could call them like I think the translation or some translation or something I saw them somewhere is that they're like round strong houses. So like I could use that as a general term, but it would also be good to have a cute little like short and sweet name for them.
I don't think this language is really giving us that many short and sweet names, if we're being honest.
Yeah, it would help us.
But we can get us somewhere close. Although to be fair, there's also only 2 of these ones. So
Yeah.
And then the other one is all the magic stuff, which I think that could actually be quite cool.
It would definitely be interesting. There's some magic things we don't know yet, but we do know a lot.
But we'll probably get through these 2 quite quickly. So I think that there's no risk in making some of these terms and then moving on to the stuff that requires probably a little bit more building, or me asking you what exactly is it and you being like, I don't know.
Perfect. That sounds like exactly what would happen. I would like to pose that we add maybe like somewhere in there, because someone mentioned the great yeeting. And that does make me wonder if we came up with something that's like some sort of term used around this for the great yeeting. It could be an overly dramatized way of saying goodbye at the end of the streams, you know? I'm just saying. It could be.
Yeah. I'm happy to start going through this if that's what people want. So also, while Bib's not here, doing colors would honestly be kind of fun, and would also save Bib doing something that he has repeatedly claimed not to find interesting.
Well, we can add that to the list too. We'll see. We'll see. It'll be like speed round, but not speedy. But we'll pretend it's speedy.
We'll see. We'll see what we're doing. Okay. So gliders / sky. I feel like does Will usually tune in for this?
Sometimes Will pops in. It's usually a little bit later.
Because I feel like Will wouldn't like calling them chariots.
Oh, that's why I used the word chariot there. That specifically there is a haha Will joke.
Okay.
So
I don't know if I want to touch that.
That's fine.
Kettle of fish is the wrong part of idiom. But we have a word for jade already. So I think this does raise an interesting question, which is sort of like if we have most of these words ending up being these relatively elaborate verbal constructions. I mean, to be fair, we also do have a lot of basic nouns in the, but not even just basic nouns. We have like nouns and noun compounds that do technically still exist. So I'm gonna get Lexigi out. I think in general it's easiest for me to just pop forms in and then paste them in the doc.
That works.
Rather than switching. Hello world.
And let me copy over because we do have a couple others too.
I still just labeled the folder chartreuse. Oh wait, there's a new one.
Oh yeah.
There's always a new doc. Okay, beautiful. Okay. Jade. So this is more or less because jade refers to a few different kinds of things in this might include a cluster that I thought we had not allowed, but I'm gonna no. This one is allowed. It's because it's RH.
Okay.
So, but I'm fairly sure that this is okay. So if we just take this word for jade, it comes out as Lilith, which is nice and short. However, I mean, it doesn't do that much, which is fine. If the jade is going to become more intertwined in a lot of things, like I'm trying to remember, did we end up using jade as a source for anything?
So I was looking at what we had, and I thought we did.
I think I ended up suggesting talisman at one point, which may be what we ended up going with.
Yeah, we may not have actually ended up using jade. But I know we have we can have a word for actual regular what we would think of as jade and what the special stone that they would have that is jade that's special. Like both of those could exist. So like if we wanted a slightly fancier word, we could like plus it up a little bit if we wanted to, or just have the simple one be the main jade they talk about. It would depend.
Well, I'm also remembering that if we are going with the slightly Frenchier version, it would end up becoming It's really hard for me to do the fricative, uvular fricative, and then the H. Yeah, with the final H, it's kind of funny, but anyway. It may not even survive because I know we're losing the final P's. So we'll have to see what happens. Right. The other thing is like because everything else that we've got does. Oh, okay. There's two classes: true nouns and deverbal nouns. So it's also possible that if this jade is distinct enough from what they recognize, then it could be that, like, as you say, they may call green jade still, but they may end up using like a different word for something else or whatever.
Right. And it could be something where like because like jade can be some different colors, right? There's definitely variation, right? But it could be something where the colored jade, because they do distinguish like this specific color and type of this special jade is only found on this pillar and it's culturally significant for this clan and yada yada yada. It could be like something where the name of that jade is like jade plus the color that it is, and they all have different names, and that could be how they distinguish it. And then that's how we pull in all of these colors. I'm just saying, it's an option. Could be confusing in writing though, like not just having one thing to refer to it as in a book. So maybe less optimal, actually.
I mean, I don't really know. Like until you actually make some of these forms, it's not always obvious. The other thing is that like if the regular jade isn't actually the magical one. It could be that colored jade, as we're calling it here, is the new one that we
Yeah,
make a new word for.
that's true.
Although then you get into questions of how do if we wanted to incorporate the actual words for the colors in so subject marking, object marking, directional marking, noun incorporation. I know that I'm trying to remember whether whether we worked out quite how adjectives are incorporated into the language in this one. Whether
trying to find where we had that. I don't know if it's not in our fancy list, wherever that may be. So many things. Where is it? Because I know we had some like organization in here. Now I'm like, we had a list. I don't know where the list went.
Lovely.
Oh, I guess it would be, this is the list, I think. So I don't think we have adjectives in there unless that would be like.
I guess this is the other thing to check would be something like stative verb. But no, we don't have anything like that either. Beautiful.
Okay.
So the grammar has found us because it's probably worth establishing exactly I think that we might have a vague memory of saying in passing that the adjectives could all become stative verbs in this, which would then mean that rather than having to have a modifier, you would essentially be able to have a what is treated as an adjective in asdosilia, the main verb in the in these nominalizations. We can work out an example so that you kind of get a sense of it.
Okay.
So if we go to the proto language, I know that we had a word for strong. I think it's in miscellaneous, if I remember right. Yeah, so strong is tau. I don't know where the best place to write about this is. I'll do it in here. State of so moving from the proto language to PVP branch, adjectives develop into state of verbs. Beautiful. So Tau strong becomes, no, let's just see if I put Tau in like this, it's going to be 2.
Branch.
So if you think of something that would be like a strong something.
Like a strong dragon? I don't know.
I mean, when you say that, I'm imagining like a plow, a dragon with a plow. Just like.
Well, some of the dragons are pulling the sky chariots or whatever. So like, you know. I'm here for chaos.
Honestly. So is the Oi the one that we're using to coin these dragons?
The classifier?
Yeah, the one from Jaguar. I know it will be in the P1.
Think.
I guess no, not all of the dragons are dangerous per se, are they?
Right. It's like flying animals would be probably used for would probably be the one that's used, I would think, because they're the things that fly there. There'd be a few other things that fly, but for the most part, they're all like insects.
Okay.
Also,
so what are we're calling this a carrier dragon, right?
A carrier dragon?
I'll put it with a question mark. Okay. When I do these, I tend to just go through all of the sections, and I'm just like, So like, subject is third person, object marking is, oh, we could use the directional, which would be interesting.
Okay.
Like, if there is one that would like, if the association was that it carries it away, then you could, I guess no, the verb is to be strong though, which means that the directional probably doesn't necessarily make sense. So have we just not noted what the source of the flying animal one is?
Yeah, I don't think we've made that one yet.
Oh, we haven't made it. Okay, perfect. Should we think about that then?
Sure.
So you can see from here sort of the vibe. So what do you think like the prototypical flying animal would be from before they arrive is what I'm gonna push for.
I mean, I think they would have one of two options. Either it would be like their word for bird, or I feel like maybe it would be, or their word for wing or something. Or because they are of a different wing form than birds are, it's possible that they use some sort of like mythological creature or something that like not necessarily dragons, but like something.
We do have the kusu, but I remember when we put that in, you didn't love, like it ends up being quite chunky.
Yeah. They don't have bat wings though, George.
Should we see what bird comes out like?
Sure.
Because that's ute. But that could always end up being shortened. So
Yeah.
without anything else, it comes out as ut. But I will grab the form and we can see sort of what happens. So I think it'd be quite funny to have like the word that would essentially mean strong bird end up referring to these huge dragons.
That would be kind of funny.
Okay, so we're considering that for the classifier. We don't need a causative. We don't really need an applicative, I don't think. Verb stem, oh yeah, the whole mutations thing. We'll worry about that later.
Yeah.
Okay, we have to remember that the plural and okay, so we've got these strategies for turning verbs into nouns. I'm curious if people in the comments have thoughts about this. I think it sounds weird to me to use an agentive structure for turning a stative verb into a noun. Which means that we may want to think about what our gerund may be.
That word, I remember that word. Oh, ing. Okay.
Ing, yeah. But specifically in the sense of like, it's like with cooking, where he said, I liked his cooking, rather than like, I am cooking. Because when you say I am cooking, you don't mean that you're the thing that you're eating. Whereas when you use it as a noun, it's obviously like its own thing. I don't know if that was the best example, but anyway, it's the example that came to my mind. Oh, I'm glad David would like to see a plow pushing dragon. And yeah, I think butterfly could be a cool thought. I don't know what animal they would see in their own world that would resemble the wing pattern of the dragons most. It's an interesting question.
Yeah, because it's the pterosaur style wings. However, some of them, particularly like this clade that we're kind of talking about here, like the ones that would pull the sky chariots, the ones they ride, they have feathered wings and like furry bodies. So like they don't necessarily look that much like that. I mean, they'd still look pretty different. And the way the feathers work would be different. It'd be more like the little itty bitty feather things. But I could see them drawing a correlation to birds, given they have feathery-ish wings, even though it's like also they're like they still have the hands and the claws and they can like crawl around and stuff. I don't know. I could see them just calling them like like something like a flying squirrel might honestly even be more closer with how they move.
I'm just gonna post. So this is the sort of singular and plural forms that I'm getting. I don't know if this is quite how it's meant to be done, but anyway. So like it would be a utetain And then the plural would be uteturin.
Utetorin.
Which, if we applied the similar sort of logic that we were applying to the other one, like it could be that we ended up with like utain. Uturin, which I think is an interesting alternation.
Mm-hmm. I do kind of like that. Utain, uturin. It's kind of cool. Caleb was asking, do you have some aspectual stuff you can use on the statives?
I'm trying to think like what exactly would be most useful. I don't know why. I've really upgraded from the mullet situation that I usually have. Okay. I'm fine leaving it like this for now.
Yeah, this?
Like with the in suffix, I don't know. I don't know quite what would. I don't know, because in the usual sense, like your agentive is like more or less like the one who X's, right?
Mm-hmm.
Whereas this would be like the one who like bird strings, like I feel like just I feel like a more classical nominalization might be better here.
Okay.
In which case it would be. It's also quite funny because obviously plenty of English dialects reduce the ing suffix to in. But we'd have to go with something that is not in to make something like the English in.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So often you'll get these from like basically something that means thing.
Okay.
So basically a noun that is so reducible that like it doesn't mean anything anymore.
Okay.
But if there's something that like you I don't know, all of these words you've made are generally for cool things. I'm not seeing. Is that like a word that just means rock?
Ooh. I don't know if we have a word just for rock. We have a word for
I can't
wood.
believe that Madeline James World Builds, we haven't made a word that just means rock.
Well, maybe that's what we got to do right now.
Maybe that's what we've got to do right now.
Okay.
Okay.
Right. And we have more new options at the bottom of this, right, to pull from? Or do we need to pull new?
Are they at the bottom of P1? Or where did they go? Or are they in here?
These ones at the bottom of the proto.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Okay.
Yeah, lovely.
I'm really tempted to pick this one because it looks like ice. And ice
is famously a rock. I'll put that in and we'll see what it does.
Okay. How would you actually pronounce that in IPA with the C?
Ika.
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 Ika. Oh, Ice Mountain. I also like pa. Pa is a good word.
Yeah, give me some options and I'll show you how they end up.
Okay, I like pa.
Pa.
I like Ike.
You have to say the final H.
Pa? I did.
Pa.
Pa.
Lovely. Yeah, you don't have to have a proto word for rock if you don't want one. It could be that they're all rock nerds.
That's true.
So we
like maybe even in the proto though, it's already starting to mean less of rock and more of like thing. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Anything else? I'm trying to see if there's anything around like key could be really good.
Key? Okay. Pull that one.
Yeah. Key
Those
or
are our
map.
3 options.
Would you rather should we could try both or
this one, and this one.
Okay. I'll try key. Okay. And I've already got the first. No, I didn't. I went over that. So popping back here. So if we went with one of the other ones, so it would be so with Ikea, it would be Utetai, which is almost the same but without the N. And then versus Utreturi. So that only changes that much. Yeah.
I kind of like that. It's kind of cool.
This one, the pa fully survives. As I had said before, it probably wouldn't end up, the coda H's aren't going to survive if the coda P is going. Is what my prediction would be. Torupa. Torupa.
Interesting. Okay, I feel like that's not very sharp.
Every plural nominalization would end rupa, which it could just reduce down to like rup. But yeah.
Nope, that is not chartreuse.
Oh, and this sounds cool. This sounds cool. So the singular would be outritage. Outritage. And then the plural is outreturi.
Chartreuse, sorry, bored.
Outritage. Outreturi. So we weren't loving the tuparupa option. So
No.
I'm gonna close that one off.
Yeah.
So like if you like the utretain utreturin, I'm sure that there's a way we can justify using the agentive with these. Like there must be a way that you can end up getting there.
Mm-hmm.
Um, then we've got uchitaj ucheturi versus uchetai versus ucheturi. What's your favorite of these three?
These three.
I'll bold them. Sorry, this should be
I think these. I think I really like these.
Okay. Which means that the word for rock will be ikya. It looks
Brilliant.
really nice. Okay. So we can also, I do like the whole thing of there may be no generic word for oh, here we go. We had intended to make a word for rock and hadn't done.
Oh no, I just added that.
Oh, okay.
I put a spot for it.
Ikya. And we'll say may be turning into thing already.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm. It makes me so happy.
Let's leave this nice for Bib. So this is from.
Wait, let me.
Yeah.
So notes for Bib.
Oh, this is the modern form. Okay, we may need to like do some figuring out, but we can leave that for when Bib's here to supervise us.
Okay. That makes me very pleased, though.
Mm-hmm.
Very pleased.
Okay. Do we want to try it out with the Akin example?
Okay.
So if Ak is Ak the original, like let's just hunt. So okay, no. So hunt is originally Oko. And so Oko Iku. So hunting would then be Aki, which I think is nice.
Mm-hmm. I do like that.
So I'll leave that as a little. It does make the agentive look like it derived from the gerund, but I don't think that is a bad thing.
Okay.
So Ak. I'm just going to copy and paste this one. I'm not going to write it all out myself. So Ak to hunt goes to Aki hunting. Hunt. Lovely. tell everyone that we're not quite sure what's going on. Okay.
Interesting. Okay.
So, what was it that we were? Okay, it was the colored jades. Was
Yes,
what we were.
We were thinking about whether or not we wanted there to be like this color and jade to come up with the names of the individual jade colors, or if we wanted to just use something else to make one common word for the like colored jade.
Mm-hmm. I'm
Cool.
just trying to do a very quick look. I don't think that there are any words for colors anywhere. So we're gonna have a lovely time. Oh no, this is supposed to be with that. It feels weird to put these all the way down there though. I'm gonna go here. I'm glad Slutzy is still here.
Oh yeah.
Colors. And
Why did we write like what that means? Oh, wait, you want that highlighted? Oh no. Okay.
I think that we just didn't assign it to anything.
Oh right. We just generated that, and that's what it came out to in Azwaziria.
I think so. Okay. So, there's been quite a decent amount of work done on how color terms develop.
Okay.
I don't know how familiar you are with it.
I am familiar with color to the sense of like having read some articles on how which colors tend to be identified first by various cultures and what the progression is of like like the order of adopting different colors and which colors are more common than others.
Yep.
In terms of having the distinctions, but like not anything about where the actual color names come from.
Well, you can obviously it's the like every language is kind of a like there's nothing special about proto languages and other languages that you might make other than the fact that the proto language doesn't effectively have a history from before it.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And so if you think about a color like pink, for example, in English, pink for us is a distinct color and it doesn't usually refer to anything else. I guess you could sometimes no, you'd never refer to a pinky as a pink, would you? No. So that pink originally comes from the word for a kind of flower. And so it's one of these examples where colors, as you get more complex colors, we will have to derive terms, not have to, you would derive terms from other sources as you go further and further along the spectrum, basically.
Okay. I think that's what David was just posting in the chat too. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That tracks. That's very cool.
Yeah.
Okay. So I presume
my thought is though that if you did want to have lots of colors of jade and you wanted them to be very early, you may actually want to have lots of basic color terms.
Okay.
Which I think it goes against what like my usual instinct is.
Okay.
But I think like specifically for the purposes of this, like it may be that you want to have like some particular distinctions in colors that like maybe not every language family would have a basic word for all of them.
Yeah.
So we can do like white, black, red. Do you want a basic word for orange? It's one of the ones that we could leave off.
Well, let's see which. Let's come back to it. Let's get like the basic ones first. Come back to it.
Okay, I'll go in that order then. So green and yellow. And Sanskrit is the oldest recorded origin we have, but it probably came from a Austroasiatic language.
Mm-hmm.
Although that's obviously like speculative. But it's not like it's a indigenous like the word will be local to the origin of citrus fruit, which is down there, and not like the plains of Ukraine. Okay, green, yellow. Blue, I think, definitely would make sense considering the whole indigo thing that we had talked about. Brown, probably. So like these are like the most common, and then you end up in the purple, pink, orange, gray range. But I would say that like for example, I think that like I don't know if this is necessarily been researched specifically. I think the whole orange fruit, orange color connection has been relatively dispersed, and I don't know if that's contingent or not.
Okay.
Gray, like a lot of this stuff is that like these are you take one of these other colors, and you say, well, this is rather than just calling it all red, we're going to say one is dark red and the other one is light red, and we'll call the light red pink. Like an orange would often be referred to either as yellow or red historically. And gray is sort of you would either describe it as white or black depending on how the tone was. But this is also where like if you wanted to do like dark blue, light blue, and you could do that. I'm trying to think if I can think of an example with dark green, light green. There's certainly like like in Japanese, you have aoi, which is like blue green,
Okay.
and midori, which is green. But it's it's still relatively associated with plants, and so when you talk about things even as recently developed as traffic lights, like
Mm.
the red, amber, green.
Mm.
In Japanese, you still refer to them as aoi, and it's partly because midori to refer to green, I think, has become more popular. But it's also that they use a more like you often see this referred to as guru, hashtag guru. Um, um, uh, and whereas Midori is like very much a firmly green color.
Okay.
Green chartreuse distinction.
I mean, I feel like we should at least have that in P0, whether or not that's in the proto, though, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Because we could have an early on distinction like in P0, right? Like where they break it down. Like we could have like a color system, right? And then in P0 add like more distinctions. And then in all the granddaughters, they would just have all those colors. Could we do that?
Um, I think that for that you'd have to decide really, like it's not, this isn't a no, it's a sort of you'd have to think about it, because as we have it now, we basically just take all the elements that we have
Mm.
and we put them into the grammar as it is, in like one long string, which basically implies that all of the grammaticalization happens really early on, and
Okay.
then the sound changes effectively end up
Okay.
applying to it.
Okay. So then
Um,
let's do it all here. And we should also have a red brown or a red brown orange color specifically because that's going to be an inspo color for one of our other languages that I feel like we should have a specific distinction for. Mm-hmm.
is distinct from what?
Red or brown or orange separately. Like this could maybe be like a type of orange. Maybe we add orange and then this is like a dark orange, kind of, but specifically that color.
But you could also just say that red includes brown
Mm.
and have, as long as you don't want a distinct red inspired language, you don't lose anything by saying that the word they use for red also covers orange and brown.
Okay.
You
And
know?
then what could happen in like modern languages is that they could use then like a word like if they wanted to be more distinct, I guess. They could add words based off things. Like they could refer to something as the color of like this thing that's that color if they wanted in like the modern language to be more specific, right?
Yeah, you get like a pretty decent number of languages that call, like for brown, they either call it coffee colored or tea colored.
Mm-hmm.
So in um, like in Japanese, brown is chairo, which like cha, like in cup of cha.
Mm.
I don't know. I'm I'm sure that's old enough that you know that British people sometimes in the olden days used to call tea cha. I like no one calls it cha now. Um, and uh,
Hmm.
but yeah, like you can always you can quite easily add distinctions. but it's more thinking about how we would go about doing that in like for this stuff that we want to be really old. Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, George is talking about 黑色、蓝色 and 绿色, and I do not remember all of the tones, so that was my best guess. And yeah, they all used to be. I think that's Ting. No, that sounds wrong. No, but is it? Does it there? Anyway. Also love Karas. All my languages are red inspired. Yeah.
Okay.
So, see, I don't know whether I would consider chartreuse to be a team, to be like a distinct. Because one other thing that you could do if the system was old enough would be to merge green and yellow. But languages with merged green and yellow, I think, usually lack blue. Yeah.
And we could always have a modern word for that color, like something that we use to refer to that color in like P1 or something.
Mm-hmm. So these are sort of.
So we're doing that
in order. So we're keeping. Oh, so we're having a separate orange. Are we?
I'm considering.
Okay.
Could orange and brown be like one color?
Well, yeah, brown is it's kind of a dark orange, basically.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, and as I said, like brown is really easy to get later as well.
Okay. For orange. Yeah. Okay, cool. Could we do... I do like having like the distinctions of like, I don't know, like could we do like a purple pink kind of thing? We have orange. I do kind of like the idea of having the dark blue, light blue.
Like Berlin and K would suggest that if you have purple, pink, brown. Oh no, it's the orange could be considered a subset of brown. I think you're fine. I think it's fine.
Okay. So could we do the different blues?
Yeah, we could split the blues.
Blue.
Like dark blue, light blue.
Yeah.
I think if you're gonna do that, that's probably like, unless you wanted gray, like that's where I'd end up drawing the line.
I feel like maybe not gray. And then we cut it there.
No gray.
No gray.
Okay, beautiful. Um,
Okay.
Okay. Now, we don't have to make words for all of these now, but you could do if you wanted to. And I feel like, do you get associations of colors with words?
Like, are certain words feel like certain colors?
I don't necessarily mean full synesthesia. I lost confidence on how to say the word halfway through. Synesthesia. I think that's right. But like, I don't know. I feel like, for example, with white, looking at like the list here, actually no, Hlisky is too long. But like Iga, Ki, those both feel white. I wouldn't make Ma white. I don't think. Yeah.
Mm.
I am also tempted to generate some more forms, but I think I already asked you this, whether there was anything here that you felt you really wanted to use.
Mm, I'm not feeling overly attached to anything. Although Kara seems very attached to this one.
Oh no, that's a horrible one.
Yes, Kara said that that is a word.
A word.
And I interpreted that with a fawn tone. No, I think these are all like, I'm not overly attached to any. Oh yeah, I don't have any idea which spelling of gray we actually use for what. Like, we just use them interchangeably and we're just always wrong no matter what we use, you know?
Well, the E looks wrong to me.
Which one did I?
But
I think I tend to use A.
I'm now wondering whether that's the one that I would use. No, the E is the Commonwealth spelling. Why?
I feel like gray sounds like with an A sounds. I almost said it without specifying the letter. With an A sounds like more of a happy gray, whereas gray with an E seems like more of like a darker, ominous gray, like storm cloud gray. You know, I feel like that's an E kind of gray.
I think they used an E for the character in 50 Shades, didn't they?
I have no idea. Mm-hmm.
Anyway, to avoid lingering on that note.
Yeah. Okay. We want more forms?
I think some of these are nice, but and also, you know, if I don't suggest that like, if you look at them and there's like, do you want me to say them for you? And you can tell me if any of them feel like colors.
Okay.
I'm not going to go through the humiliation ritual if I don't have to. Okay. Plissi, Chlyriat, Iga, Ki, Ma, Mea, Pa, Pise, P, Rama, Sika, Sutne, Ta, Tasi, Te, Te, Ud, Oiluz, Uri. My vertex were all over the place.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I definitely see that.
It's so small for what it is. Yeah. I'll let you vibe things out though.
Okay.
Yes, these were randomly generated. don't feel like you have to go with any of these. I'm more than happy to generate some new stuff.
I'm gonna look at which ones we have again. Where's the colors? Colors. Okay. I'm not feeling overly opinionated about any of the others.
Okay. Let's move those.
We got to choose them somehow, George.
I think I'm gonna go with. I'm gonna take out the single syllable ones.
Okay.
Only because I think these colors could do with slightly. Oh no, maybe that was a bad idea. But anyway. You can also like feel free if you like part of a word, you can always make them shorter. So kappa, kanis, pledchem, raru, stia, vetoing sia. It's a decent form. I do not like the artist. Swelsi, uhern. I don't think we were supposed to allow that. Amu, Oklon, and Dews.
I kind of like this one for like pinky purple, but like I don't feel like we need another schwa start.
You can always change the vowel. Is there like we have all six because there's only six. Like amu, imu, omu,
Amu?
umu.
Like amu?
Amu. Plink or
I think we had pink and purple as like for one term. But yeah, purple with pinks being purple, maybe.
I was trying to portmanteau purple and pink as plink, but
I like it.
Start with PL. I don't know why we do that. Anyway, if you plink, anyway.
Let me go grab our colors again because I need to be able to like see them with my eyeballs because then I forget what they are because like I don't know what colors are. How would I remember those? Do we have white? We have black. We have purple and okay, we have yellow.
Just got RGB left.
RG and the bees. I feel like I like this one, but I can't tell which one I think it seems more like. Ooh, we have a vote for this for green. I can get behind that.
I like Uklon, but I don't think for this. I really don't like Uhan. I don't love Srulsi, but I'm like, could I fix it? Srulsi. I don't know. I'm gonna get it. Raru, I think is a nice font. Doesn't feel like a color.
No.
Prulcham is too long for this. Kanis?
I like both of these, but I don't know, like...
I would say Tapa feels like a lighter color to me.
So maybe that could be light blue?
Light blue.
These could be dark blue or red.
I would say it has more dark blue vibes than red.
I agree. So now we just need red. Okay.
Asmi, ipki, umak, yahus, paka, tarshim, tait, akya, upya, azha. So yeah, the schwa is right now the most common vowel, but I could move it down if we want less schwa, which I feel like is what I'm hearing.
A little bit less. Which of these two do you think is more red? Asmi or Paka?
Mm-hmm. What if red was just pak?
Ooh, sold.
Mm-hmm.
I like that.
Considering that we like spent it didn't take long. It's just we had to work around adding the uvulars. I think that this is good. Okay, so we can think about making some words for different. I do hope I interpreted you right when you said colored jade, that you wanted to make words for different colors of jade, right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. Look at us. I feel like it would help me at some point to like take all of our proto words, not to keep them in a spreadsheet, but just like paste them in a spreadsheet so that they're in a specific order with what they originally come from, and then to then put them in the various sound changers so I could just copy them right back into the thing and have all the variations like all, you know.
Sorry, say that again.
Like just having an easy way to paste things through the sound changers and like remember what they all are when you do them all in a batch. I need to do that at some point.
I mean, I don't know. I tend not to have issues with that, but like, I don't know.
It's something to try.
Mm-hmm.
I imagine I will take a while to figure out what ends up working like best.
I do think that like the jade colors could be based on more specific references. But it kind of depends on, because I know that you were also saying that like there's something like the different colors have different like they symbolize different things, right? So
Maybe.
it could be that like and they're also not all necessarily like as close to like the different kinds of jade are more or less like one thing. Well, no, they're not one thing, but like I think nephrite and I'm trying to think about what the other ones are. Yeah, it's two different kinds of rocks. It's either nephrite or jadeite. Whereas it could so like from what I'm aware of, like the like I think that there are fairly interesting like distinguishing things between different shades of jade. Like just looking at Wikipedia, they have like this like mutton fat jade, which is like a really interesting color and texture.
Yeah. So maybe we come back to making those specific names now that we have like a word for you know, jade specifically. Like, we can come back to the other stuff. Because I think that could make sense. And might be easier to decide once I've fleshed out that part of the system a little bit more. So yeah, let's leave that be for now.
Anyway, what a lovely tangent we went on.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, dragon sport. This, I feel like, I feel like this would be a decent one for like the infinitive derivation.
Mm.
So it would be like charges with pole. We're all going to be very grown up here.
Yeah.
What's the word for the jousting pole?
Oh, a lance? Or not a lance.
It sounds about right.
Is it lance? Yeah, a lance. A lance.
I of course say lance, but yeah. So like it could just be like charging with lance, or charging each other with lance. What's the, like, if you were trying to boil down what this game is for people, this culture, what would the one line description be?
Okay, I feel like it wouldn't be with lances on dragons because that wouldn't, like, I don't think that would work for the size of the dragons. Like, how would you hit them with a lance without their like wings crashing together or like doing some weird like upside down stuff? So I could see it being, I mean, I could see the racing. That I think definitely makes sense. I'm trying to think what sports you can even play on the back of a dragon.
I mean, we've reclaimed Quidditch.
I know.
Like it could be some sort of ball sport. Like I feel like if you used like you could use a very light long spear, couldn't you?
Yeah, I mean, like, their wingspan's probably like,
they play wingspan. No.
I think it was like 30 feet.
Giant lances tied to the nose.
Like, you need really big lances. Like, I could see something like playing chicken, something like that. The rat dragons, they ride.
When you say playing chicken, what exactly do you mean?
I don't know. They fly straight towards each other and someone has to chicken out first. Like you do it like cars or whatever. I've never done it. I'm just saying, like, it's a thing. Or like with trains, you know?
I feel like the way I was thinking of playing chicken is like, I know the general principle of like you do something until the other person like freaks out. But I feel like I was thinking of like people like waiting in the road until like the car gets really close. And I was like, is that it?
Or like a train. That would count. That's a form. But yeah, like, so the thing to remember again is there are tons and tons and tons of different dragons here, right? So the ones they bond with, the ones that they ride, right, that they have like that interaction with how their family structures work and all of that. they would definitely not be doing anything disrespectful to those dragons, right? It's like a mutually exclusive relationship. But there could definitely be smaller ones bred for fighting. We do have some flightless dragons that we called them our chicken dragons, but they're not really anything like chickens other than maybe they lay eggs and their temperament is maybe slightly more like chickens. So potentially fighting those kinds of dragons I could see.
Have you heard of Clifford Geertz?
A what?
He's really famous for anthropologists, and I don't think he's famous at all outside of it. But he wrote a lot about cockfighting in Bali and how it kind of can be used to draw out different cultural logics of Balinese society based on the logic of the cockfighting. But I was just like struck by this thing of like, wow, like the dragon fights would give us this like impression of dragon court or dragon courting.
Oh, I didn't see it.
I did see you talking about tuffling your tubbies, and I did ignore that one. My tubbies have not been tuffled, thank you very much. Yeah, it may be that we should again come back to this when we know more specifically what's going on.
Yeah, I mean, we could definitely we definitely could make there would definitely be some sort of racing, right? That would definitely be a thing. So we could go that one, or yeah, we could come back to it.
Like, I guess I don't know. My immediate instinct is to say you don't need a special word for racing. But I guess it would be like, oh, we're going to the races, and it would be like the fly fast.
Okay. Yeah, we can skip that then.
It's also like, I feel like to race, I assume it comes from French. But nope, I was wrong. It's from it goes back to Proto-Germanic. And it's like related to the word rush, I guess, which makes sense. I just don't know what interesting things I could do there.
Yeah. Yeah, the horses with the sticks, I think that's polo. They wouldn't be able to play that in general with dragons, but I could see something where maybe they're under the dragons, or the dragons are carrying them instead of riding underneath them. And they have
that would be terrifying.
A polo, whatever they're called, stick thing, and then hitting balls that are on really tall sticks. I don't know.
Not all the dragons have to fly.
That's true.
You could use if you do have a dragon of burden, you could have the test be how quickly can your dragon pull this huge rock.
I'm picturing now the lumberjack games, but with dragons. There could be acrobatic.
Dragon rugby would be fun.
It would be something.
With like in terms of safety, the dragon.
It's a good mental image.
I'm sure those already exist, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think people breeding fancy dragons would be very clear.
Mm.
Like the colors of the dragons would be insane.
Mm-hmm.
And then you could have some of the fancy dragons be released and naturalized, and then there would be dragon pigeons.
Yeah. I do
And
think
then
it could be interesting to have like dragon acrobatics where people are doing like stunts on the back of dragons or something. That could be interesting.
we're back in the barrel roll territory.
Mm. Mm-hmm. It could be a thing.
Mm-hmm. The streams all just converge back to the same topics over and over again.
Barnstorming? What is that? Pretty funny.
Oh, okay. I saw that there's two definitions on Wiktionary, and I was reading the first one, and I was like, the active one who barnstorms or travels making political speeches. I was like, wow, what an interesting. And then it's also like aviation stunts for a public audience, apparently.
Oh, yes, that. Yes.
And I don't feel bad for not knowing this because the stunt flying version is a US term, apparently.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas the one which is apparently to travel around the countryside making political speeches is apparently a general thing.
Mm.
Although the examples, I think one's Canadian and one's American. So, yeah, we'll see. I feel like I don't know anyone with a barn in the UK, but I
Mm-hmm.
don't know that many people who farm. Um, Dragon dressage equals. Okay. I feel like we should like at least pick one where we feel like um like the structure is enough that we can make the word for it.
Okay.
Like I feel like iron sap could just be a like a compound. Like that would basically be what this would be. Um
Yeah.
Although didn't we say that the resin was going to be based on the word for
Oh, amber. Yeah.
amber?
Yeah, we did have a note for that. It was going to be like dragon made from amber.
Oh, we were going to make the word for amber from amber stone as well,
Yeah.
which we now have
Yeah.
because we didn't have the word for rock or stone before.
Yeah. So now we could make that.
Mm-hmm. So we generally had final.
Mm-hmm.
So it would be amber stone. So it would be ulochiche, iche. Which would come out as uluki.
Mm-hmm.
It does mean though that if we have a plural in the deverbal nouns, right? Based on the Finnish thing,
Mm.
Finnish with one N. I used to consistently spell Finnish with two N's and get really annoyed with Skype. This was back when people used Skype.
Mm.
For correcting it to a capital letter, and then someone pointed out that was what was going on, and I was like, wow, I'm so dumb. So uluki is a nice word.
Mhm.
I don't know how you feel about it.
I like it.
Okay. I am wondering, do you like the U vowels? Because I feel like if we keep them, the whole thing's going to sound even more French, which isn't a bad thing. It's just a thing. Oh, I want the one with a dot. Give me the one with the dot. There. The Turkish keyboard moment.
I don't know.
Okay. It's entirely possible that there isn't a distinct plural for the nouns that come from nouns. Although it would seem a bit weird to me. But we'll see what happens.
Mhm.
It's a cute word.
It is weird.
So would you make this like iron amber?
Potentially, we could do that. Or it could just be like, or it.
Do you want to see what iron amber would come out like?
Sure.
So iron is ija, although I need to change that because that's in the old style. Or is it? No, it was fine. So that comes out as igula. But it's also entirely possible that we lose the final schwa. So it could end up as just igul.
Eh. Eh.
Yeah, it's not as fun as what we've got as uluki.
Mhm.
Um, um, and we could see like strong amber
Mhm.
or hard amber or whatever. Because the thing is, like, you're gonna get more of these verbia words if you make verbia sources.
Right.
So like, if you say like, it sets hard or it sets iron hard or whatever. I don't know how feasible this is, right? Or
Mhm.
like, it becomes iron hard. Like, you will get a word that has a verb in and all this other stuff.
Right.
Whereas if you're like uh the you I like there's obviously like plenty of room for compounds. Like I think uluki is a nice word. But you're gonna end up kind of losing the verbiness of it, of the verbi ergative, the more we lean into these.
Mhm.
And having said that, I feel like have we talked that much about case? No.
No.
The ergative may be associated with eye mutation, but nothing is set in stone. UK farmers probably do have barns. I just have never heard anyone go and talk in one.
Yeah. I feel like for a lot of these, it could be okay to have like a less verby name just because it would make it shorter, like for that sort of thing. I don't think that bothers me too much.
I mean, I don't know how long it sets hard
Yeah, I don't know.
would be like because I don't imagine we have a word for to set.
Probably not.
No. Tried to tell me that you could find it, but it was horse tails. And yeah, we don't have a word for hard yet, so it would involve creating more stuff, like unless I can like try and figure something out.
I mean, I imagine most things, like we don't have that many words. I imagine most things would probably require making stuff.
Yeah. But like you could have come, for example, end up becoming a like if we say for a second that hard and strong are the same, are not the same, but like they use them for both. Then it could be. Did we say that the mushy one was for the resin beforehand, wasn't it? So what would the hard one be?
That would be like the hard cured stuff.
Sorry, I'm looking in the classifiers. So we have.
Where is that? Here we go.
I guess it would be. There's the small or large, and then there's like I guess it forms a sheet, maybe. I'm thinking if we try to make a if we try to classify the word for this resin when it's set, what sort of thing is it?
I would probably lean towards sheets if we had to classify it, because like you could put it on anything else, but it's like if you like poured it out or whatever and like cured it, it would probably be like a flat sheet, but you could also apply it to things and that it would take kind of their shape as like a covering kind of thing. But I feel like that would be like more of a sheet kind of a classifier.
So I feel like when I make classifiers for flat things, I often end up going with like leaf.
Yeah.
I mean, it's often if you think of like paper, right? Like we talk about a sheet of paper, and there's also it'd be nothing wrong with like if there is a word for like a piece of fabric, like a sheet of fabric, that this is just the thing that becomes the source for the classifier.
That makes sense.
Which we could do, because I know we've been talking with the clients about a lot of them maybe being based off of these like single sheets of material. At which point my suggestion to you is to pick a protoform that starts with something that we don't have something starting with yet.
Yeah. Okay. So
I don't know if any of the ones left at the bottom are feeling sheety. I like the Mac ending.
It is a good ending.
We could pick a different starting initial.
Okay. I do like that.
So we have something that starts with Q. We have something that starts with P. We have something that starts with S. And we have something that starts with N.
Mm.
So we don't have any that starts with M yet. So it could be Mac.
I'm game for that.
Mm-hmm. So
skin or pelt. I do kind of like that. That's a cool source for it. I like that.
Okay. Huh. Why did we previously group numbers and colors together?
Oh.
I mean, I am glad that we have a word for dark, though. It just maybe belongs somewhere else.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll just put this in basic. And so chat of fabric.
Or are we gonna do like a pelt or something? Or do we still think that should be like sheet of fabric?
I don't mind. Would you like to change it to pelt?
I think so. I feel like I like that. Although we shouldn't put it under verbs.
Ah, sorry. I thought this was just all basic. And I was like, oh yeah, this will do. No.
We do have a basic noun section, but it might go under miscellaneous.
Arrival is like, it is a noun, but it's like the least one of the least nouny nouns.
To pelt with animal skin.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I should capitalize it to match everything else. Okay. So we go back here. Flat surfaces. Okay, so how does this come out? Yeah, it will come out as myth if we leave the whole thing in. What confused me? Oh yeah, because it would be not Mecca. Mech. Yeah.
I like that. Cool.
Okay. So it would be a flat. Like we could do like it causes it to become like you can. I think if I'd done this one, like you could have it like it's a flat thing that becomes strong. Maybe, although that's only gonna make everything longer. Okay. So so for the sake of using as much as we already have, if it was the thing that already, the flat thing that already is strong, the flat strong thing, it would be maktayi, which is interesting because it obviously comes out differently because there isn't a vowel afterwards.
Mm-hmm. It's not a bad word.
It would be really easy to shorten it down to like just makte.
Makte. I do like that, yeah.
Would it have a plural form? Like I guess there's no harm in like seeing what the plural would be.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would be makturi. Like you're gonna get quite a lot of the ayi uri, this swapping, which I don't hate. So like this would be literally like the flat strong thing. And this would be like the flat strong things. I'm gonna add that the release is like optional, and I feel like it would be optional here as well.
Yeah. I think I like that. I think that's good.
Okay. I'll make a note that we may want to make it like, I know that you won't want to use the accent, but it would shift the stress. I mean, I feel like this would be obvious enough. And people in English would know that if there's a stress, if there's a thing on the final E, like it would be like in cafe, makte is fine. I don't know how you feel stylistically it looks.
I'll have to think on it. I'm open to the concept, but it's gonna have to percolate.
I'll leave it with an abundance of question marks.
That is fair, Jonathan. Assuming monolingual English speakers will know anything about accents is a stretch. You're not wrong.
But this is the one accent that people, I feel, sort of know what it does.
I feel like they memorize words that is in more so than knowing what the accent does.
I think you're probably right there.
Yeah. If they do know anything, it probably would be that, but it might be a bit.
Okay, thank you, Karis. I think if they know anything, it will be that.
Yeah.
I mean, what would they? I guess the question is, what would they say otherwise? Would they like say "marked"?
I mean, if I was like just looking at this, I feel like I'd pronounce that like Macta.
And if you were looking at Mac this, would you say Macte?
It's possible.
Or does the accent make you think foreign? I'm gonna skip over it.
I would probably, every time I looked at it, come up with some like weird vowel in my head and use that, and it would be different every time. It would probably all be like close, but it would be different every time, I would guess.
Lovely.
I think an A sound is common, like Mecte. I feel like that could happen.
Le Bacté?
Yeah. I'm not sure if it's chartreuse, but I'll like ruminate, you know?
It may not be chartreuse, but is it chartreuse?
Yeah. I mean, I feel like spelling it just like that
Mm-hmm.
is more chartreuse. Mecte.
See, to me, I would end up going for Mactai.
Hmm.
You do see that for the vowel in Hindi.
Mm.
It does vary based on the specific sub-variety though. Like I know when I've spoken about it before, Nima has said that like the Hindi that he speaks still has these as diphthongs. So when you get like a word that has a AU or a AI in it, it would be still pronounced as ow and I. And there are words that maintain the diphthong, particularly which get written with a Y, which is why seeing chai like this, it is not pronounced che, it is still pronounced chai. But you could go with like Mac there and it would. I feel like people would guess.
Yeah. I feel like that would be pretty good.
Mm-hmm. I think it would be very liable for people to pronounce as a diphthong, but people will pronounce as a diphthong in English anyway. So who knows? What is chartreuse? The question that we've all been asking, Maddie.
It's a feeling in your heart.
It's a color.
It's a vibe. It's good. Mm.
Mm-hmm.
We can like label those. It is too a color. Chartreuse is a color. It is, Michelle. It is a state of mind. It is. Oh, it's okay. I will continue to move on with my life.
Okay.
And continue to pretend to be offended about you not knowing that this is a color. Although now it looks really weird with like the color inversion, but it sort of looks like that or this. Wasabi?
It does. It is quite weird in the color version. The whole thing is giving.
Oh, I'm not being made fun of. Look at me go. That is the assumption I usually make when it has to do with pronunciation because
Chartreuse. Is that better?
I like it, Karis. Good.
Oh, I've been getting the last vowel wrong. Lovely. I do not care. I've made my feelings about chartreuse.
Oh. The whole final vowel is silly? Yeah, I don't know. I can't pronounce anything, so like, you know.
Yeah, Yeah, I've not claimed to be able to say it perfectly. Okay, we're at time anyway.
Fair. Okay. Well,
You use your bird vowel in English?
I don't know what a bird vowel is.
Okay, the oos one is except because it's like on Wikipedia, they allow it in the US, but not in the UK. Even though I feel like it may just be that I learn it via hearing Americans say it, and so I didn't realize. I don't know. I might ask my people around me. Yeah.
You just have heard me say it too much. I don't know.
No. I've been saying chartreuse as chartreuse for a while.
Mm-hmm.
No, when I look at the spelling, I'm like, yeah, that's not the oo vowel. But when I say it in English, that's what I would. Yeah. And you're saying that I'm adding a French R, but I'm not adding that coda R in any of my English.
Mm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway. We still didn't come up with the great eating.
That's fair. We'll have to come back to that.
Beautiful.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay. This week is normal, I believe.
What? It's a doublet of Charterhouse. Sorry. That's, there's a. It got changed. It got reanalyzed as Charterhouse. That's what I'll call it. Charterhouse.
That's not very chartreuse. I reject that.
It means that no one can say I'm using the wrong vowel.
Okay. Yes, I think all the regular conlanging streams are happening this week. I think Bib is still on the Lands Unknown streams on Sunday. But next week
we must devote ourselves to encouraging Bib's wellness.
Yes. There will be no the next Monday stream will be on Tuesday instead. It will end slightly early to switch over to Let's Have a Booba.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I think that's the update. That's the notes. That's what's going on.
Pre-Dublin stream.
Yeah, I'm excited. I have like a whole pile of stuff for SpecCon over there.
Wow. See, I think the thing is that because I knew that I was like gonna have left my job by now, I've really like I just did stopped preparing. Now I'm just like, oh no, it's like 2 weeks. Mm-hmm. But I can probably
Oh yes, and George does have a new video out. Yes. I've had a chance to look at it, but I saw the update go by in my pink word thing.
There's some lovely voice acting in it by some people who you might have heard of.
Oh. Very good. Yeah.
But I have to say chartreuse in that one.
Next time. Okay. All right. Cool. Sweet. All right. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.